So
dude.
did you see the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer?
Yes.
What do you think?
I think if a video game is more than 18 months away, I don't care.
Oh, right. You're not a gamer. I forgot.
No. I mean, no, I'm excited. It's just by that point, like, I don't even know if I'm gonna have any time to be gaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
know what you
like,
mean.
so I'm like, Jesus Christ. But
Especially that kind of game.
that's the kind of game you sink hours of your life into.
Yeah, which is funny because like I've never played a Grand Theft Auto game.
Ever?
Uh, Never.
You never
I
played
played
GTA 3.
never.
So,
I don't know.
that
Never,
blows my
never,
mind.
never fell into that hole. I own GTA 5 because they gave it away on Epic Games during the pandemic, but I never downloaded it. I never opened it. So yeah, I
What the
played a couple
fuck?
of I played a couple of Rockstar games. Like I played I played Eleanor, but that's about it.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the last significant Rockstar game to come out was probably Red Dead Redemption. Am I right?
Yeah, two.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then, shit, man,
Uh,
it's been 4 years. Am I wrong to say that there's like too much time in between releases? Am I being unreasonable?
I think I like that there's a lot of time because that avoids crunch time.
But there's still
Um,
crunch. I know there was a lot of controversy surrounding Red Dead Redemption 2 and all the crunch.
I had no idea really about that one, but no, I there's a quote by Shigeru Miyamoto. Do you know who that guy is?
He's named. I'm sure you're about to tell me where I should know him from.
He created Mario. That's it.
Okay, fair.
Uh, I mean, he also created Zelda. He also created like a ton of other things. He's basically, you know,
The
he's the Walt
Godfather.
Disney of Nintendo, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
Um, he has a quote where he said, "A delayed game is eventually good. A rushed game is forever bad." And I think that pretty much captures everything.
I'm not. I think I don't know. Maybe they go overboard because look. I'm running it through, and if you take out like anniversary editions and all that bullshit, it
Mhm.
goes Grand Theft Auto 2025, Red Dead Redemption 2 2018, technically 2018.
Yeah,
Um, and then before that, there was Grand Theft Auto 5 in 2013.
yeah.
Like,
So in 10 years now.
God damn. And then Max Payne 2012. Like, maybe it's just me, but in the old systems, it seemed like they were working with more things, but maybe they weren't straining themselves as much. I don't know.
Yeah, but games are also like atom bombs now. Like
Yeah, I'm
they're
wrong.
fucking amazing. So yeah, I mean, I just asked because I know you played the fifth one like for a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that there was an announcement. I don't know if this will be my first GTA. I don't know. Like you said, it's like 18 months away. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I just thought, hey, it's kind of cool that like a lot of people were waiting for it. So that's cool.
Did, did you ever see the documentary starring Daniel Radcliffe?
Oh, the boy who lived?
Yeah.
Not yet, but it's on my list. Did
It,
you see it?
yeah. Don't. I promise you, he is not the problem. God, what's it called? Is it not horns? Disarm You Man. It was made for television by the BBC, and you can tell, like, Game Changers. That's what it's called, dude. It is not good, like at all. Like
Like the documentary?
it's not. It's kind of it's like a bio. They try to do kind of like a biopic slash documentary, um, but it's not good. Like there's so much controversy behind it, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't go. You know about the controversies of Grand Theft Auto, I assume. Like
Wait. I thought you were talking about like the new documentary that came out about like the guy that worked on the Harry Potter movies and he almost died and like
Oh no. I'm talking about the biopic slash documentary from about Grand Theft Auto.
oh that one. No, I never saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't. I got my hands on it, watched it, wasted the fucking time.
Jesus.
It's so bad, and it has Bill Paxton in it. Do you understand that? It has Daniel Radcliffe and Bill Paxton, and somehow it sucked.
I find that hard to believe. Bill Paxton is a bomb of charisma. Like,
They never have them in the same room, and even if it's like that's not true, kayfabe it. It's fine. Like, shut up and make it happen because that's what we want to see, or whatever. But
Jesus.
anyway, I'll be honest with you. I was more excited about the Kong versus Godzilla. Sorry,
Oh yeah,
Kong X
Kong
God.
X Godzilla.
Yes,
Yeah.
the new Empire. Have you seen that trailer?
Yes, I did. I saw it on my phone, just the way that Adam Woodgard intended, and
Mm-hmm.
then I was halfway through the trailer and I stopped it because I was at work and I was like, I'm gonna go back home and watch this on my big 55-inch TV. And
Really?
yeah, and then so I stopped the trailer and I went back to work. And when I finished, I came back here and I watched it on that TV that's behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm excited. I am pumped. When does this come out? Is it like February, March? When does it
I,
come out?
I think May. I want to say. I want to say
Jesus
May. I
Christ.
might be wrong.
Jesus Christ.
Godzilla X Kong the New Empire. Man, that's gonna be a great dessert. No, April. It's coming out in April.
Oh hell yeah.
That's gonna be some great dessert.
Mm-hmm.
Because
All right.
when are you watching Godzilla minus one?
Probably at the end of the month, because that's when it comes out here.
Okay. Whenever you watch it, we need to do a podcast review because I'm not gonna tell
Yeah.
you what happens, but it's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, go
Question.
watch my video review.
Question. Is Godzilla minus one a Shin Godzilla sequel, or does it by itself?
No, it's by itself.
Okay.
It's a borderline remake slash like new film of the original, which is the first time that's ever happened.
Okay.
Like 70
That's,
years, they've never touched the original.
okay. No, I'm excited for that one. I am trying to avoid any kind of like trailer or anything. I am like avoiding all discourse on it because I am excited for it. I do want to see it. Yeah.
I have a lot of fun facts for you. Whenever we do the review, I'm gonna be like, "Did you know this? Did you know that? Did you know this? Did you know?" Oh man,
Yeah.
I got stories for days.
I'm excited. The thing is that it comes out the same day as The Boy and the Heron here.
Let's do
So
both. Fuck it, I'm down. Let's do
so
both.
here's the thing. I'm because it comes out 28th here.
Uh-huh.
I just might double feature it.
Let me know.
Fuck it.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. We'll do both. Fuck
Because
it.
Boy and the Heron came out there already, so you can see it already in theaters. But those two are gonna come out here the same day. So we'll see. I do want to see both of them. But Boy and the Heron, I'm super excited because it's Miyazaki. He came out of retirement for the third time, and it's based on a book that I've actually read, like an actual Japanese fiction book that I've actually read. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. Yeah.
It technically comes out in the US on Friday, but they have a special early screening on Thursday, so we'll see about that.
Also, did you see the voice cast for the English dub?
Oh yeah, why I don't understand why the fuck Robert Pattinson's there, but all right, cool.
Robert Pattinson is the Heron.
Who plays the boy? Let me guess, Tom Holland.
No, fuck that.
I'm just being funny. Okay,
Tom
he
Holland
plays the
was
Grey
already.
Heron.
Yeah. If you watch the trailer for this and you listen to Robert Pattinson's voice of the Heron, he is he transformed. Like Jesus Christ, what he did with his voice is incredible.
Let's see. We got William Defoe, Dave Bautista. We got Mark Hamill, Christopher. God damn, this voice cast.
Yeah. Everyone wants to work with Ghibli. That's the thing.
I wonder, did they do the voice recording during the actor strike? Because I know international films were not struck.
I think that was before. I think.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was always a plan for it to come out like around December. Yeah.
The cast did manage for the English collaboration with Studio Ghibli. Because they adhered to the SAG foreign dubbing agreement during the strike, they were allowed to record. The English cast was allowed to record during the strike.
Hell yeah! See what you get when you pay your people. Like,
damn.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Good for them. Good for G Kids. Good for Ghibli. Good for all of them. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Let's see the Godzilla Kong the New Empire trailer is
Are you
out.
watching Monarch?
Yes, actually, I have.
Have you finished it?
No, it's not out yet. Oh no,
It's the,
it's I'm up to date, but no, they didn't release the whole thing in one shot. It's not going to finish till like
oh, okay.
January.
Oh, okay. No, I had no idea. I haven't started it, but
The episodes are
that's
long.
that's gonna share continuity with the American movies, right?
Yes, yeah. So
The
Toho
prequel,
base,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So as I
yeah,
understand it, Toho's idea is that they're gonna have their own Japanese Godzilla while the Americans have Legendary because they're making money off both properties.
yeah.
Godzilla minus one actually made $20 million in the American box office, which is the largest haul that an international Godzilla's ever had, way more than Shin Godzilla.
And also, it was made for like what, 15-20 million dollars?
Fifteen
Like
million dollars, and somehow the
Jesus
CGI looks better
Christ,
in this film than it does in some Marvel films.
Jesus
And
Christ.
DC, I'll throw myself under the fucking bus.
Yeah, but that's like, it's not. Yeah,
Fucking
it's not.
Fucking you threw me a goddamn right hook when you're like, still more people than saw the Flash. That's not the point.
I know it's not the
Like
point.
you're just throwing muffs for muff's sake.
Yeah,
Let me see how much
eh.
the Flash made $270 million.
I feel like we've been too chummy on this podcast the entire year. I feel like we're missing some jabs, honestly.
I mean, we let's watch a pat. Okay, here's one jab. Captain Marvel. Sorry, the Marvels will destroy the MCU. There you go.
I don't think so.
There's my incel opinion. JK, fuck those guys.
Yeah,
No, I think the Marvels could have been better if they just let the fucking director do what she actually wanted to do. She came out saying that she kind of had
yeah,
to adhere to Marvel. If you want to know how
yeah.
good the Marvels could have been, though, go check out my video on our YouTube channel where I rewrote the Marvels. It actually came out pretty good.
All right. Well, leaving you all with homework as the episodes started. How much time have we been talking? Like 15-20 minutes?
I would say about 15 minutes.
All
You want
right.
to talk? You want to talk about this movie?
Yeah, let's jump away from giant monsters and box office and other shit, and let's talk about those girls getting their periods.
We are so not qualified for this. You know that, right?
Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Chema.
Unfortunately, I'm Eddie.
Reviewing Are You There, God? It's me, Margaret, and this is The Rollback. Discovering who you are is a journey that lasts a lifetime. When her family moves from the city to the suburbs, 11-year-old Margaret navigates new friends, feelings, and the beginning of adolescence. So this is the new movie directed by Kelly Fremont Craig, who previously directed The Edge of 17, a great coming-of-age movie starring Holly Steinfeld. Now she's doing an adaptation of the classic novel Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret by Judy Blume, a book that came out 50 years ago and somehow still remains relevant. Starring Rachel McAdams, Avi Ryder-Fortson, Kathy Bates, Ellie Graham, Benny Safdie, and other colorful characters. So this is a coming-of-age story, takes place in the 70s, and it stars a pretty likable cast. And it's basically just it's not an end of the world movie. It's not a super dramatic movie. It's just living a couple of days with this family as they start to get adjusted into life in the suburbs, as well as this girl entering adolescence and dealing with things like boys, friends, family, and even religion. So I don't know if you knew about this book. I don't know if you knew that it existed.
I did not. I'll be honest with you. And I remember the
Yeah.
trailers coming out earlier in the year, and I was just very. That's fine. I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. You didn't
Um,
think like, oh, this is a thing that Chema's gonna force me to watch later in the year.
Honestly,
It's
I
gonna
would have been surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. You have, and this is not a bad thing. You have an obsession with coming of age stories. That's not a
I
bad
do
thing.
have,
That's not a bad
which
thing.
is true. It's true, and it's not a bad thing. I do have a thing. It is my favorite genre. It's like my favorite thing. I love coming of age stories. And this book, I mean, I'll be honest, I have not read the book, but mostly because it doesn't feel like it's for me, like it is for like the teenage girls. In a good way. I feel like that term is usually used derogatory, not in this case. But I did see the documentary on Judy Blume, which is called Judy Blume Forever. It came out also earlier in the year. And I loved her story. Like, she wrote this book super young, based on her own childhood, and basically just as a way of being like, hey, these things happen, and this story, this is a thing that, even though it's like real, it deserves to be told in order for other people to be aware of what's going to happen. And I don't know if you know this, but this book, when it first came out in the 70s, which is when the story takes place, was challenged and
Yeah,
loved at the same time,
I believe
because
it.
like people adored it. It has never gone out of print. It's still considered a classic, and even to this day, 50 years later, it's still a challenge book. Like, a lot of high schools do not allow to carry it because it's a book that asks questions, important questions for both teenagers and adults, in my opinion. And because of that, Judy Blume was very protective of the book. She's like, I'm not gonna let a movie be made until I can know that it's good. And finally, she leaves this in the hands of Kelly Freeman Craig and James Brooks, and we have this movie come out of it. It dropped into like our HBO Max accounts, and that's how I got to see it.
Oh, I had to buy it. It was not on my HBO.
Oh, Jesus. Well, it wasn't HBO's here.
It was
Um,
$5. It's fine. I rented it for $5.
yeah.
You're welcome. I did
So
not illegally download it. You're welcome.
good for you. Yeah. So that's the movie. That's what we're stake here, and we'll talk about more plot points and everything. You said you didn't have a lot to say about this one, so I'd like you to go first. What do you think? Just your initial thoughts on
Not that I don't have a
on
lot to say about it. I think as we run through the story, maybe I'll find more to say. I'll say this though. I acknowledged as soon as the movie was over, it's not Hans Zimmer did the music. God damn, is he overqualified for this? That is not a shot at this film, but a man who normally does 200, $300 million blockbusters did the music for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I'm clapping. I'm clapping.
Yeah.
But no, this movie, it doesn't feel like it's for me. And that's fine. Like, I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying, like, I understand that there are barriers there, big moments, significant moments that are not going to hit hard for me because, again, not trying to be controversial. I'm just being honest when I say this. This movie's targeted at young girls that are approaching womanhood, right? It challenges what that means. How do you act? How do you carry yourself? Those big moments between a mother and a daughter that can only happen between the two of them. In the same way that there are significant moments in a young boy's life that he can only share with his father, because they can understand one another. Like, hey, I understand, like, you're scared to fight. Like, I went through that when I was your age. Things like that, or growing older, learning to deal with your temper. There are barriers there that won't allow me to fully encapsulate what's going on here. But from an outsider's perspective, understanding that these are significant moments, even if I don't understand them, I know they are. Also, someone who does want to be a father someday, like, this shit is somewhat terrifying when you think, like, if I have a daughter, this is what she has to go through. Fuck this.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
hoping you would have grasped that, but by the time we watched Ladybird, and then here we are again.
Well, I feel like Ladybird was a little more relatable because it wasn't about that part as far as womanhood and period and all that stuff. Ladybird, I felt like, was more about growing as an individual person, something that's a more universal message.
Yeah.
Versus this, where, granted, the whole part of the menstruation and your breasts and all that, that's on one different side. One is general, one is not. Again, I'm not bashing the film. I want to be very clear. I'm just saying, I'm acknowledging that there's a difference between the two. I really liked Lady Bird because I could relate more because she had issues with her mom and her dad. There was a lot of quarreling there. And I get that. Like, I fought with my parents. That's a lie. I fought with my dad growing up. So I could understand where the characters in Lady Bird were coming from. What about you, though? What did you think of this film? I know you have a lot more to say.
I will be very direct. I thought this movie was incredibly delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was in awe. Like, I found it like yeah, I also cannot fully relate to this. I did not grow up a preteen girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just because I can relate to it doesn't mean I can't really enjoy that journey that I'm being taken with. And that's what I really like about this one. First of all, the cast. The main girl played by Abby Ryder Fortson. I think she won all of our hearts in the first two Ant-Man movies. Like
Oh my God. She's Peanut.
yeah, she's Peanut. That's yeah.
Why did they recast her? They should have kept her.
Because
Damn it, man.
It's time jump. But anyway, yeah, I think she won all of our hearts in the first two Ant-Man movies. Like when the Ant-Man movies start, and you're like, she's the daughter that he needs to she needs to make happy. We're like, man, I get it. I would also, want to protect this child like as much as possible.
Yeah.
So I think she's like the perfect person to lead this kind of character, this role. And then with her is Rachel McAdams, who plays the mom. And this is probably my favorite performance that she has ever done. And
Really?
she has no end of good performances. She can be funny, she can be dramatic, she can be everything. I think she's just like, this is the one performance that it never feels like a performance. She really disappeared into this role. I don't know if it was the hair, what she was wearing, or what, but oh my God, every movement, every line, everything that she said, this is Academy Award nomination level of performance, in my opinion. Because it's not like, oh, crying on the couch. It's not, oh, super dramatic. It's so real. And it comes up in so many scenes. There's a great scene where Margaret randomly asks her mom, like, hey, how come we see like my paternal grandma, but I never see your parents, like our grandma. And I feel like in real life or in any other movie, her mom would be like, ice cream?
Yeah.
And just like, yeah, and just like, all right, let's fuck off for a couple hours. But no, she actually like sits down and it's like, well, and she starts explaining, like, well, I grew up this religion. Your dad is Jewish, so we decided that my parents decided that they love the religion more than they love me, so that's what they decided to do, and that's why I don't see. And like, she's very open, and like, there's a great scene where like the daughter is trying to like kind of make sense of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that they sit down and have that conversation. It's respectful, it's patient, it's like it's being aware that your kid has to understand this. She has to get through this maybe earlier than other people. And and I like that they have those scenes. So God, Richard McCann is freaking perfect in this. And also there's Kathy Bates, who plays the grandma, who plays
she's awesome.
She's awesome. Like she has no end also of good performances. And for a role that really demanded very little of her, she really gave it her all. Like, she really feels like she feels, I don't know if this makes sense. She feels like she's an actress that can do like period pieces. Like, she can do like she can do like future movies. She can do past movies. Like, she really fits every era. She has one of those faces, I guess.
I completely agree. She fits everywhere.
Yeah, and
I don't know how, but she does.
She's that talented and she's that natural at it. So when she plays like this very needy grandma that like is constantly calling, like, hey, you said that she was gonna leave school at 3:15. It's 3:30. Why isn't she home yet? It takes her less than 10 minutes to get home. Why can't I talk to her yet? Where is she? And then I like that there's a funny moment where like the mom is talking to her on the phone and she's like, well, she's almost here. Like, what's up with you? And then the grandma's like, well, I read somewhere that if you don't see, your relatives pretty often, you die faster. So I had a good run. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, it's so real, like so realistic. Like, I have grandmas like this. Like, I know what they are. So it's so natural. Like, the movie just feels so natural. Something about the lighting too. And Benny Safdie, who plays the dad, who usually plays really insane characters or directs pretty insane movies. It's kind of great that he kind of let himself like have a moment to just play like a natural, really loving dad. Because between Good Time and he was in Oppenheimer this year, he was just in The Curse. Like, it's so random. Like he just managed to like find time to squeeze a little project like this. So I like this family, I like how we got to see them go through a little bit of drama, but I like how the parents were always very respectful of their kid. And like they would sit down and talk to her directly, and like they would find out solutions. They would find out ways to work around problems. And I don't know, it felt like I would like to say that this is like a thing that you would see every day, but sadly not. I feel like this is a good example of what good communication in a good family should be.
Mhm.
And I like to see it represented because I would like to see it out in the world. So if this movie can help both kids not feel afraid to talk to their parents, and also parents don't not be afraid to explain complex things to your kids and be respectful of their intelligence, then
Mhm.
this movie did a great job by the fact of existing.
Do you think so? Do you think part of the greatness of this film is the relatability, the general relatability, as far as like at the beginning, her family's moving, and I'd say
Yeah.
most kids have had that moment of like, but I don't want to leave. All my friends are here. We live here. This is my home.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting that, coming to a new spot, making new friends, being peer pressured. We have a scene where they have this stupid spin the bottle game,
Mm-hmm.
with the classmates and everything. I feel like parts of that story are very generally relatable to everyone because that those scenes made me laugh. Or like the
Yeah.
candor, what was her name? Nancy Wheeler,
Yeah.
when she says, "Oh, we live at the bigger house down the street." Like, okay, fuck you. Go play, but fuck you. I just want that on the record. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Not go play. Little things like that. I found really really relatable, and then the complicatedness of the
I mean,
grandparents.
oh yeah.
Oh God.
So the movie has this like a constant thing going on where
A question of
she's
religion?
yeah, she's questioning religion. She's trying to talk to God. So she talks to God. Like she like or just like kind of praying, kind of just generally just saying how she's feeling and maybe if she could get some help and everything. There, hence the
Mhm.
title of the movie. There's a great also recurring theme, which is the teacher in her school, which is a first time teacher and is very open about it.
Mhm.
Like he's constantly just saying like, all right, it's my first year, be nice, like I'm doing my best here. And like you can tell that every scene that he's in, he wants to do his job and do it right. So he
Mhm.
makes an assignment, which I've never seen a year-long assignment or essay do for middle schoolers, but okay. It was the 70s. I guess it was different. Like
Different
in
times.
college makes sense, but like in middle school, okay. So it's like asking a big question, what's really important. And so he suggests like, hey, why don't you do it about religion? Because you said that you had questions about that. So maybe you could try, do an experiment and everything. And she's into that, she wants to, you could tell she has a natural curiosity for the world. And I like that the teacher reflects that. Like there's a great, beautiful scene at the end where she kind of goes up to him and be like, you did a great job, sir. Like in your first year, like it was such a rewarding moment, and you can tell that it's almost like a parallel. Like it's our first time, being a teenager. It's his first time being a teacher. Like it's a way of showing that like we never really stop having our first something.
Mhm.
And I like how it was portrayed from that to the kids, to the parents, to the grandparents. Being a teenager is fucking insane. So the fact that they showed it like that, I don't know. I felt seen. I mean, not seen, but like I felt empathy watching this movie, and
Mhm.
like not empathy towards the character, but like the movie felt like it was empathetic towards like the viewer. This is almost like a warm hug made into a movie. Like it's if that makes sense. Like it's such a feel good movie, and the fact that it's a studio movie, like Sony made this. Like it's not an A24, it's not an indie movie. Like it's an almost $30 million movie that was made for theaters, and I almost forget that studios can still do movies like that. You know, it
Yeah.
feels like everything is either like 300 million blockbuster or super like indie couple $1 million, say 24 really weird indie movie. And
Here's some pocket change, make it work.
yeah, and this is a good middle ground. And I forget, and I'm always afraid because I'm always thinking like those movies feel like they're going to disappear. You know, little by little, I feel like those movies are going to disappear, and we're only going to have one or the other. And I don't want to have one or the other. I want to have everything. You know, and that's why it sucks that this movie kind of bombed. It only made like $21 million back.
Yeah,
Which sucks. I think there were a lot of factors. I don't think it was promoted right. I think it's a hard movie to promote too. And also it happened like right, I think, along the time the strike was about to go down. So I don't think that helped.
you weren't allowed to promote it probably.
Yeah, but this is not a movie that you need. You didn't need to send this little girl to eat hot wings with that guy. You didn't have
That shit would have been entertaining though.
It would have been fucking entertaining, but like you didn't have to do that. But like this is one of those movies that I hope like the book finds its audience, and I hope that it keeps it stays in the conversation in like the coming of age movies to show kids and adults, I think. Because I don't want this to be buried. I really want this movie to be remembered. And I'm happy that Judy Blume got a really good adaptation out of her book. She's even in the movie. She has like a little cameo.
What part?
It's like a quick little scene when they're moving. We see like a shots of the neighbors walking around. She's one of the neighbors that's walking around. She doesn't talk or anything. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool that she got like a little cameo there.
Damn, she is old. She is 85.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just like, man, like she's seen it all. She legitimately saw us go to the moon. She saw the first window.
Oh my god.
I apologize for nothing.
Oh god.
You know, one thing I did want to say though, the part maybe I can speak to this better because I've seen it. The whole part where the in-laws all get together and there's a little bit of like territorialness. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious, but also that's really fucking accurate.
Yeah. Extremely.
Like the part where God, what's her name? Sylvia, the mother-in-law, takes Margaret to temple without asking. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a fight that two parents would have. Like, can't believe she didn't ask us first. What the fuck?
In that way, yes, but also I do like that the way that it was shown was she didn't force her. Like Margaret was like, I'm curious, can you take me? Like just sure, she takes it as like, oh my god, she's finally like turned. Like obviously she wants like but
she's like so proud. She's telling everyone in the temple, it's my granddaughter. It's my granddaughter.
Yeah, like you can tell that really means like a lot to her. But I like that we're seeing it from Margaret's perspective. Like she sees it almost like an experiment. Like, oh, she's experimenting with all these different like ways to express religion. And I like that she sees it like a kid would. Like she's like, this is kind of boring. Like this is like I thought she even says like I thought I would feel something. I don't feel anything. Like, am I doing it wrong? Because like I've thought about that. Like I've been in church and I've been like, is this a part where I feel something? Because I'm not. I don't know why. And it makes you think. It makes you think like, are we all thinking that? Or like, is there something wrong with me because I can't feel it? You know? And these are all things that are kid things. And the fact that they're portrayed like that. And I like that she goes to different churches and she goes to one is like, this is kind of the same, but the music in this one is better. Like it's exactly what a kid would think. And I think it's important for that's why I was like, adults should see this because you don't know that your kid is thinking this. Yeah. And sometimes they'll be like, well, my kid goes to church, so they're good. It's like your kid goes to church and is bored. Like they're going because you're going, you know?
I have a confession. When I used to go to church when I was younger,
Yeah.
That was when I made make believe time. I remember Buzz Lightyear was always fighting all the little evil robots that were all around the church during church.
I would pretend that a little guy was skateboarding across the pews. Like he was
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's not that far off. So in that sense, that's when the movie I think was the most relatable, when she would go to all the different temples and be like, I don't get like she wants to. You can tell that she wants to, but you can't force this upon a kid, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, props. I think the most unrealistic thing about this film is how incredible Barbara and Herb communicate with their daughter. I think that's the most unrealistic thing. Is like they treat her with respect and they expect her to understand like complex things. Props.
Yeah.
Um, because she is challenged. She is challenged more than once.
Mhm.
Um, but again, it works. They have that one big blowout fight between the in-laws and the parents about religion, and it's unfortunate. Like I understood where Herb was coming from when he's mad about the letter. He's like, I remember how much they made you suffer. So yeah, I'm not okay with this. If we're gonna do
Yeah.
it, fine, but I'm not okay with it.
Yeah. And
And Kathy Bates comes running. She's like, no, fuck this. I'm going there. Because she knows that. And it's unfortunate. That's probably another very realistic thing about this is the fact that breaks like that in families have happened over stupid ass reasons. Oh, you're not my same religion? You're not my daughter no more. Fuck the 18 years, we spent together, all those great memories of taking you camping and, raising you as, you were a young girl. Fuck all that stuff, right?
Mhm. Yeah, and the fact that the movie dares, like the book, to acknowledge that and talk about that and be direct about it and force you, the viewer, to put yourself in this situation, in this very awkward situation. It makes you root for Margaret because it's like she explodes at them and is like, I don't even, you know what? I've been trying to talk to God and I ain't getting any help back, you know?
Yeah.
So so I don't know, you know, how am I supposed to be on the side of that y'all are at when I can't?
Yeah.
It's crazy how good. I love the screenplay for this. Like I loved how it made itself work. Um, yeah, I think those were the things that really affected me the most in the movie. There's a lot of really cute scenes where the kids are just being kids. Um,
Oh, that
like there's a
dumb bust scene.
the little song that they did.
Oh
Um,
God.
I can't say that I've never been in that situation, like it's not I
They
cannot like say that doesn't happen, but like,
I'll
you
give
know,
them this. They made me remember a lot of cringe moments when I was a kid. So I'm like, that is relatable because you do a lot of stupid shit when you're a kid.
yeah. But
So
I don't know, I found some things that they did endearing. Like I really like that there's a scene where the girls form like a club and they're like, all right, our club is meeting here or whatever, and then they meet and it's like, all right, we're all gonna bring our journals and talk about the boys that we like, and it's like, it's so simple. Like it's so weirdly, like it's so like not basic in a bad way, but like it's so simple, and they portrayed like coming of age in such a beautiful way with like very simple things, and movie just works that simplicity to its favor. It's, I don't know, maybe I'm nostalgic to like a time where we were growing up without phones, but I am I think about this constantly. And this movie, this and the movie Bottoms was like a great reminder of like all the wild adventures that we would get to before
I
that
think
became such a big part of our lives.
I think Bottoms was a great reminder of how stupid we were in high school, and I think this movie is a great reminder how stupid we were in middle school.
Yeah, and both in a
Uh,
good way. Like I kind
I
of
don't know,
miss
in a good way.
being, yeah, I kind of miss being that unaware of the world and the
Oh God,
enjoyment that
before
would
rent
bring
was
me.
due,
Yeah, before God,
car
a lot of
payments.
things. Yeah.
Um, I
Credit cards.
oh fuck that noise. No, there's another scene in this movie that I really want to talk about that. Like for some reason, I was like, I get it. I wish there had been more moments like this when I was a kid. When what's her name? Is it Nancy? No, it's not
The friend?
Nancy. No,
The
no, no. The
friend?
one that all the friends make fun of.
Oh, the tall
Laura?
one.
Yes.
Mhm.
When the tall one confronts her, God damn it, I wish I could find her name. I can't find it. Essentially when she calls out Margaret and says, I know you guys talk about me. I know you make fun of me. You think this is easy for me?
Yeah.
And like that scene of like, huh, empathy. That matters. Margaret didn't even realize she was being a bad person. She and she was unintentionally being a bad she it wasn't the stupidity of adolescence when you don't realize how you might hurt someone is
Yeah.
so fucking understandable because everyone, you ever notice no one says I'm the bully? Everyone says that I was bullied. You ever notice
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Everyone is someone's Darth Vader or Voldemort. Everyone is someone's bad guy. You wronged them. You didn't even know it. Maybe you didn't mean it, but those moments happen. And I really appreciated the fact that that part happened. For some reason, that like stuck. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
real. I appreciate that.
And also that's also something that you don't see a lot in these coming of age movies. Like there are teens that just develop before other teens. Like I
Yeah.
remember I worked for about a year at a middle school. Like my students were 10, 11 years old. And I had students that were almost my height, and I
Shit.
had students that like were below my like belt,
Yeah.
and they were in the same class.
Oof.
It just happens. Like it just happens. And they had to be in the same room, and they had to like be in the same class, and it was weird and it was strange. And growing up, it was also strange when like some of us started developing before. Like I'm pretty tall. Like I'm tall right now. Always been tall. It was weird when I was like in sixth, seventh grade, and I was taller than everyone else, and like there was like a weird expectation from me,
W
like
sports, basketball, football.
not just sports. Like I'm like this show has made no secret. I'm kind of a sensitive guy. I've always been. So I was a sensitive kid. And so when people would see me be sensitive, it's like, that's weird. You're like big. You're not supposed to be sensitive. And it's like, I understood it at that age.
Mm-hmm.
Like I understood it. And there's also this weird pressure of like growing up faster, which I've never, which I understand why it happens. I was never a kid that wanted to grow up faster.
Mm-hmm.
Like never. Like I remember I was in like fifth, sixth grade, and there were kids in my class that would look at me and be like, "You watch cartoons?" And I was like, "This is the time where we watch cartoons."
Yeah.
Like that's what we're supposed to do. Like what else are people doing? Like it took me a while, I think, even to like grasp like other things. Like when I was in high school, I heard that like someone had sex with someone from like the school, and I'll be like, people we know, like
Yeah.
people that we know, like we're too young for that. Like I knew that. Like I that's how I felt. So those scenes, Laura, her name is Laura, by the way.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Yeah, they were really important because you don't see those usually in a coming of age story. And I like how there's like a little bit of resolution at the end. Like Margaret goes up to her and like invites her to dance, and they have this really good scene where they manage to make up by the end.
What's called there's more character growth when Barbara, Rachel McAdams' character, kind of overloads herself with like the PTA and kind of takes a step back and is like, I'm gonna go back to teach painting because I liked it. We don't need the money, but it gave me a sense of purpose. And to her credit, when Nancy's mother Jan asks her, "So, what do you want to do in the middle school PTA?" She's like, respectfully, deuces, I'm out.
I like how
Respectfully.
she's so direct. She's like, I'm not doing it because I don't want to. It's like,
And it's
deal
a
with
foreign
that.
concept to Jan. She's like, wait, what?
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to. Have a good day. Like she's just
Deuces.
like she doesn't insult her. She doesn't like say like oh you all stupid for doing. No, she's like, I don't want to. Simple as that. Fuck
I'm
off. You
out.
know? Yeah.
Laters.
And she's happy. And I like that. Same thing with the teacher, and same thing with Margaret. She's an adult. She's a mom, but she's also doing some things for the very first time, and she has to learn to adapt. She overtakes too much. there's a beautiful scene where she's trying to draw and cut all these stars that they're gonna end up like throwing away for an event.
Son of a
And
bitch.
she's sitting there and she's in front of this window and she sees this bird just stop in front of a tree, and she gets this like urge of like, I have to paint
Art.
it. Like, and she like stands up and like goes get all of her things. So she starts to like get everything ready. And by the time she has everything ready, the bird flies away. And it's like, it's such a real scene. Cause like, as someone that has that does like create some kind of art by itself, I have like gotten like a hit of inspiration in the most uncomfortable moments, and thought that's where you kind of throw all logic in the window. Like one time I was taking a shower, and when I'm taking a shower, I'm kind of like talking to myself. We all do it. I'm not ashamed. Yeah. So I'm talking to myself, and I come up with something that I really like while saying it. I'm like, I have to write that down, and I don't stop the shower. I open the door. I like slide the door, and I'm like paper. Why is there no paper in this restroom? Or like I'm not thinking. I just want to like get it done, but like that's how your brain works when you're thinking that way. When you're like hit by a moment of inspiration, and I like that they don't show like, oh, she's a mom, so now she only does mom things. Like, no, she still has her life. She still has her problems. She still has what makes her happy, and I like that she finds it and refines it in this.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. What was I gonna say? Okay. So no, man, I agree with you on a lot of those things. One thing I will say for damn sure, if and when I do have a daughter, we're watching this movie probably a couple times.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's the same way that the book kind of became almost required reading. Fuck it. This is like the one time where I'm like, you know what? You don't want to watch the book. You don't want to read the book. Just watch the movie. The movie's pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's also, it kind of gives weight. I remember Nikki telling me, and I guess peek behind the curtain here. She said that it is a significant moment when, a girl gets her first, period. She's becoming a woman. She's growing up more. Nikki told me like it is a significant like moment in a young woman's life.
Yeah. We
So
don't
to
have
see it,
that.
yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
So to see it portrayed in this manner, right before she's about to go back to summer camp, the mom's crying. She's like, "You're growing up. I don't want you to." And the heartache and the love and the acknowledgement portrayed really well. Home movie through and through is very well made, and it does have a heartfelt message. Even if you, well, not you, even if I can't completely relate to it, I can acknowledge I see what they were going for here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think this might be the most underrated movie of the year. Like honestly, I think it flew under the radar so much. I hope it doesn't. I hope like people keep finding it and find a lot of good in it, because I think it's like I said at the beginning, this is freaking delightful.
It's weird. Oh, I know why it got lost. It came out though in the weeks before it. It came out around the time of the Mario Brothers and Evil Dead
Yeah.
Rise, which I mean,
Yeah.
no, you're gonna lose that fight. If you want to watch a
Yeah.
good movie, watch Shizu. It's awesome.
What's Shisu? Oh yeah, yeah. You told me about this. You told me about this,
Did,
yeah.
did you ever see it?
No, but you told me about this.
It's good. It's good. It's
Yeah.
really fucking bloody, but it's really fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, so was this. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's
you
true.
know.
That's true. I love how the George Foreman movie came out. They probably thought it was gonna be a blockbuster. Nah, bitch. It barely made $6 million.
What would you rate it?
Probably a B plus. I will watch it someday. I think this is one of those movies where I'll have a bigger appreciation for it when I watch it, and it's more significantly like a more significant part of my life when I have a kid.
Yeah,
Um,
probably.
I feel like it's one of those. I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying like I think I'll have a great appreciation for it when I'm older. Well, what about
Yeah.
you? What do you give it?
Um, this is a 5 out of 5. It's a 10 out of 10. I think this is downright a
Really?
perfect. Yeah, I think this is downright a perfect movie.
So
Um,
can I expect it on your top 10 of the year?
it's might be on the top 8. Like I am,
Damn.
I am. I was floored by this. Like I honestly look, I like a good CGI fight as much as anyone else. I like a good, well-written drama as much as everyone else. But lists are lists for a reason. They're my opinion, and this is one of the best movies of the year. And I'm kind of sad I caught it so late, but I was really happy. Like I saw it and I immediately wanted to like share it with everyone I know. Like I got also like my own peek behind the curtain. I showed this to my mom. Like I was like, you should really watch it. Like I think I might like it. And she came back to me and was like, as a kid, like I grew up like in her same like timeline. Like I was a kid when in the same time when she was a kid, and she said like it was like I relate like for to be able to share something with her and her being like I related so much. Like I felt so realistic, like from the way that they dress, the way they talk. Like it was incredible, and the fact that like I had a chance to like connect with her in that way, and like also share with like more people that I hope more people check it out. It's great. Like these are the kind of movies that do. These are the kind of things that cinema could do for you, and it really did it for me. So yeah, most likely you're gonna see it on my top 10.
I'm trying. I'm trying to find it.
Unless Godzilla -1 and The Boy and the Heron are like better than this, that might dethrone it. But other than that, we'll
look,
see.
I can't speak for The Boy in the Hair, but Godzilla -1. I'll say this much again. I'm not going to tell you the story, but I will say this: there were legitimate tears in the audience at multiple points during the movie. It is the most human-driven Godzilla film I've ever seen.
Incredible.
Which you know what? Who do you pay to watch? You go to Godzilla movies for what? The people? No, you watch to see Godzilla smash shit. So for me to say that this movie, like, oh, the people, that's saying something.
Yeah. Can't wait. I really cannot wait to see it. All right. But that's gonna be Are You There, God? It's me, Margaret. That was our review of the week. Next week. What are we doing next week? Wonka. Are we doing Wonka?
Well, actually, Wonka comes out the week after.
Really?
Yep, I checked.
I thought it was the day after tomorrow.
Oh, here in the US, it doesn't come out until the 15th. Maybe you guys get it early?
Are you sure? Because we're getting it on the 6th, yeah.
Really? Hold on. I'm going to check. Let's see. Wonka release. Yeah, in the US, December 15th.
Oh, okay.
Mexico.
I'll try to.
Holy shit, you guys are getting it early.
Okay. All right. How about this? I'll watch Napoleon and we can do that one because I think you might have some words about that one.
I got fisticuffs for that one. Did you see my thumbnail for it on the channel?
I saw your video. Like I saw your.
Oh shit!
I saw your thing. I might have something special for that one.
Let's go.
But we'll see. We'll see. I will see it. I will try to see it this week, and we'll come back to that. Yeah. All right, man.
Question: have you seen Violent Night?
Violent Night. Is that a new one?
No, David Harbour. He came out last year.
Yeah, we did a review of it. Yeah.
Did we do a review of it?
Yeah, we did.
Damn it. Okay, never mind. I was gonna suggest we do a review of it. Never mind.
Yeah, we did a review of it. Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. All right, folks. Next week you will catch us reviewing Napoleon.
Yeah.
Make sure that you take something to like keep your ass up during the movie. I'm just saying.
All right, I'll have a coffee then.
Good.
All right, man. All right, well, that was our review. Thank you so much for joining us. We can find our reviews on Spotify and iTunes and YouTube, as well as some video reviews on YouTube. My name is Chema.
I've been Eddie.
And this was the Rollback. Signing off with a reminder: communicate with your kids.
And your kids. I mean, religion is not more important than your kids. I'm just, I'm fucking put that out there.
Yeah. Rachel McAdams for Best Supporting Actress. I will die on that hill. All right. Good night.
Bye, everyone. I mean, we're good there.